Folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris once again. Folks, welcome back to Indaba Africa. This is Chris. Wow. What can you say? Stunning, dramatic, unbelievable events unfolding over the skies of Denver and debris falling down on neighborhoods in Denver on the 20th of February 2021 as United Airlines Flight 328, a Boeing 777, en route from Denver to Honolulu with 231 passengers and 10 crew on board, had a catastrophic engine failure. Listen to this mayday call from the flight crew to air traffic control, and I have to compliment the crew. Very controlled, very measured, as they make a mayday call in the midst of this midair crisis.
28 heavy, we experienced an engine failure. Need a turn. Mayday, Mayday, United 28, United 328 heavy, Mayday, Mayday aircraft.
328 heavy, say again, please, read all that again.
Yeah, United Denver departure, United 328 heavy, Mayday aircraft, just experienced engine failure. Need a turn immediately.
328 heavy, left or right turn?
Left turn.
328 heavy, let's turn left heading 080.
Left heading 080, United 328 heavy.
This call took place as the right side engine, one of the right side engines on the 777, apparently burst into flames and parts of the engine debris fell down to the ground below. Fortunately, there were no injuries or fatalities, despite debris raining down from the engine onto homes, yards, soccer fields in Denver suburbs of Common Park, Northmore, and Redleaf. Unbelievable, folks. As I said, 231 passengers, 10 crew, safely landed. Now, if you want to get an idea of exactly how serious this was with this engine, watch the following footage from mid-air. This is filmed by a passenger mid-flight. In a press statement, United Airlines had this to say on the 20th of February. United Airlines Flight 328 experienced an engine failure and safely returned to Denver. We are in contact with the Federal Aviation Administration, the National Transportation Safety Board, and local law enforcement. The NTSB is investigating and has directed that any persons with debris from this event contact their local law enforcement agency. For their part, the pilots union commended the pilots for an amazing job getting the crew back on the ground. Said, we're thankful for the tremendous teamwork shown by the entire flight and cabin crew, and that there were no injuries on the ground or in the air. Pilots are heard issuing the Mayday call, which I've just played for you, telling air traffic controllers they experienced engine failure. Local residents saw debris falling from the sky, and you can see this in this video here coming up shortly, which will show you debris falling for well over a minute all over the Denver suburbs from this aircraft. Unbelievable footage here, folks.
Get Josie.
I kind of want to go home.
Hey, can you grab Josie?
Why?
So that she doesn't get hit by something.
The sky's
It's all going that way.
The sky is
Are these?
I saw the plane engines sputter, and then I saw things fly out the back.
Well, I think I
Oh
just
my
saw
God.
like
Ooh.
something, like some. Oh my gosh!
Hey.
Oh yeah, there's more things.
Yeah, Che, why don't we get going? Because these things are just falling.
Everybody's leaving.
It's just dropping pieces.
Holy.
Yeah, I think we should go.
Yeah, let's go. Where's Josie? Holy shit. I know. Grab the dog. I don't know what it is. Lila.
Pieces of metal.
Yeah. It came from the plane.
Well, I hope the plane is.
Rachel Welt of the Broomfield Police Department had this to say. She said, then they just started seeing basically what they thought was a plane falling from the sky. What it was debris. possibly some exterior piece of the plane. We could have had hundreds of people here, and the fact that we're not getting reports of any injuries is absolutely shocking to boys at this point. It's amazing. I would have to agree with her. It's unbelievable the amount of debris you see in that video that falls from the sky, yet no one was injured on the ground. You see pieces, the ring from the engine landing right in someone's front yard. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. As far as the flight itself, you can only imagine how harrowing this must have been for passengers on there, particularly those who couldn't see the engine. Perhaps even for those who could see it, it may have been worse. Barbara Underwood was a passenger on the plane, and she reports, in press reports, she was headed home to Hawaii. She could only think of one thing to do when this happened. She said, I turned my texting back on and said my final goodbyes to our children. Now, we didn't know what was going to happen. It was pretty terrifying. She said she was then looking at it and just blew fire, the engine. And that ring thing around it just flew off, that it was just smoking. It was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen next. Wow. Yeah, pretty amazing stuff, folks. These videos of the debris falling, of the engine on fire. I think what this says, you know, many of us travel by air, although not so much with restraints under COVID at the moment, but many of us travel by air, and it speaks volumes to the degree of engineering that goes into these aircraft to make them as safe as possible for passengers and for crew, and also to the professionalism of the crew who managed to handle this situation, it appears, with aplomb, not panicking and contacting and immediately turning around and coming back. Pretty amazing. In this case, it's reported that the crew didn't dump the fuel. That's a normal procedure because these aircraft flying such a long distance would be overladen with fuel, which would make the landing much more dangerous. But given the fact they're flying over residential areas and didn't have the luxury of a spare time to fly over a non-residential area and dump their fuel, that may be the reason why they didn't dump their fuel. Nonetheless, that's an even more amazing feat that a fully loaded, essentially fully loaded 777, the pilots were able to bring it back down safely on the ground. Pretty unbelievable stuff, folks. Now, I'm about to show you the landing here, and take a look at this video as people are quite thrilled to be back on the ground. As you can see, and no doubt imagine, there's some very happy folks to be back on the ground after that somewhat harrowing mid-air engine explosion on United 328 from Denver to Honolulu with 231 passengers, 10 crew aboard. Well done to the pilots and to Boeing for its engineering, at least at the moment. Perhaps we'll find something else out about the engine later, but at the moment it appears that structurally the aircraft, despite an engine exploding, managed to retain its wing and land safely. That's pretty impressive. Now, if you're wondering what happened to the passengers after they landed, I'm sure some probably went to the restroom. Others probably said a few prayers to deities. But after the aircraft hit the airport, the majority of people on that flight simply boarded a new United plane and continued their journey on to Honolulu, according to United Airlines. Wow. So most people just, you know, nothing but a thing, got off that plane, had their bags transloaded to another plane, and flew on to Honolulu. And for that matter, there's another flight today out of Denver to Honolulu, same flight, different aircraft, obviously. Wow. United gave accommodations, local hotel accommodations to those who didn't continue on. Those who didn't, you could certainly understand. Anyway, folks, wow, quite a unbelievable situation. It's really astounding when you see the amount of debris falling off this engine that nobody on the ground was injured. This is quite amazing. Wow. Wow. Well, I guess we'll all think about this the next time we fly. Well, folks, if you're not a subscriber to Chris White After, why don't you become one and smash the button right down there. Be sure to toggle the bell icon to get notified of updates. And also give us a like. Likes drive viewership. And with big tech censorship, it's important to get more likes and more subscribers just to keep ahead of those that they delete and remove without the subscribers' knowledge. Thanks a lot for your time, for your patronage. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Be safe out there.